We are. Welcome, Rachel. Ah, hello, everybody.
Hello, everyone. For anyone that don't know us, Yasodhara, say your full name, Romero Fernandes.
Exactly. And Rachael O'Brien.
And we have a little announcement to make. We're going to talk about becoming a 3-day body facilitator. And yeah, so where do we start? Because there's a bit of we've a saying in Ireland, yeah, so a scale, and a scale means a story. Cade an scale is what's the story. So there's a bit of a story to this creation, isn't there?
Well, you've had like a beautiful journey, I think, like being where we are today.
Yeah, it's like, so basically I got in my car June 28th, and I'd actually asked a long time ago to become a 3-day body facilitator, and energetically it wasn't moving as fast, or physically the physical coming about of it wasn't moving as fast as I was looking for it to move as fast. So I moved from Ireland to the UK and being like, okay, I'll create it in the UK. And in the UK, I have to say it wasn't easy all the time to create the workshops. And then I got in my car June 28th and I came to the Netherlands, and it just went like, talking about an energetic contribution of a place to something that you'd like to have in your life. And I was telling you today, I watched you create this in the UK. Is that 3 years ago?
Yeah, I actually created pretty globally, and part of it was in the UK. Yeah, we had some classes in the UK. We had a big
Yeah.
tour, but some classes. But actually, I
So
created it in
cool.
the UK. That's a funny, you know how sometimes an ID
You
comes.
did.
And I actually created it on a train like 1 year before, while I was going from one place to another in the UK. And I had totally forgot about it. I just started making a list of all the classes and creations around. I spent like 2 or 3 hours with that, and then I totally forgot. And then 1 year later, I started creating from scratch until I came back to the UK. And then I realized, like, oh, actually, like 1 year ago, I made the ask.
Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? That's so funny, because myself and one of my greatest friends in the world, Amy Shine, we go back way before Access. We actually became 3-day body. We completed our prerequisites, and I know she's amazing, Amy Shine. 57 workshops with 6 people in 3-hour workshops. So it's a big commitment, isn't it? Because you really got to commit to be it. And then the creation of it is the, we talk in Access about when you put your energy into something, it creates a life of its own. So the movement of it, the creation of it, yeah, it's just like, it got to the space where it started to create itself. And so then here's the other part of the story. Thanks to everyone in the Netherlands, who I had a massive contribution from people here that were like, hey, yeah, let's get you out in the world, let's do this. And then we had the 3-day body class. Maria Fink was supposed to come. And oh my God, if you don't know Maria Fink, you should. she's this amazing facilitator. And the story is one of beauty and one of transformation. We realized yesterday that the class is scheduled for now, 29th of January, 30th of January, 31st of January. Maria Fink couldn't travel to the Netherlands, and Yasodhara is right next door. So the two of us, I'm going to be the, what do they call it? The nominated candidate for a 3-day body facilitator.
Is that how they call it? I love it.
Yeah.
So what's a 3-day body class? Because people might be watching here not having any idea what we're talking about. A lot of them will have. So if you could, like, what has a body class been to you? Because you've done a few.
Good few. So one of the things for me is, and this kind of sounds ridiculous, is that I had no communion with my body. I had so many conclusions and decisions, and I'd taken on other people's points of views about what was the right way to have a body. So I had like lots going on with food. I had stuff going on with bulimia. I had stuff going on with overtraining, over exercising, overrunning, injuries. Yeah, I would say I didn't have this I didn't have this kindness, yeah, thank you, with my body. So when you say what's a 3-day body class, I would say it's a way to build communion. And it, like, I know we're changing our relationships with our bodies all the time, but I would say it's the beginning of a relationship with your body. I would think it's the meeting of your body through these amazing processes that you get in this manual that you can use, oh yeah, forever. And these processes, the biggest thing for me, I don't know if you know this, but I have something called PTSD, seizures. And they stopped the first time I ran MTVSS. I didn't have a seizure ever again.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So this body work for me was just like coming home. It was, I got all the ingredients, how to create actually a relationship with my body. And then, I mean, when you begin to have a relationship with your body, doesn't everything build on that, if you know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow, I love that. Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's also, it's cool because there's a new body process that has just been added like one day ago that will go into the manual as well. Um,
No
yeah.
doubt that'll come up.
Yeah. So I always love to like look at questions with bodies and also to wonder like what is it that you'd like to create with your body also for 2021. And so if that wasn't about perfection or getting a rider body, what is it that you'd actually like that your body could also start contributing to?
Like, it's so amazing when we ask, like yesterday, I just woke up and I was like, okay, what would it take to have way more fun in the midst of COVID, you know? And like last night, I ended up drinking whiskey with a friend and having so much fun, having so many beautiful meetings, having a chat with you at like 11:30 at night and laughing our asses off. And when you ask your body, hey body, what is it that you require? What is it do you desire? What is it that's going to contribute to you? It's a very different place. It's a very different place when you have a connection with your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love some people are here saying, Debbie saying 3 day of body work changed the way I am every day with my body. So true. Selena is saying, wow. For one reason or the other, I can't see all the things. Wait a minute. Unless I do
The
this.
3-day body class, Maria
Ooh,
Fink was supposed to.
I'm gonna hear
I
you.
just looked up and I was like, okay,
I can hear myself
playing back.
No, that's fun. Okay, good. Oh,
And the other thing, yeah, so Yasodhara, the other thing is that we tend to have a very different physiological reality as well. Maybe you'd like to talk about that. What I've recognized is that my body doesn't do separation. And if there's information that I'm not receiving, it creates like wonky stuff with my body. So do you want to talk about that or?
yeah, it's interesting because our bodies don't do definitions, they don't do separations, they don't do all these things that we have learned to do very well. And I just had like a conversation with somebody, which was really interesting because like it was something about the site, and like I've met quite a few people that were like, oh, I see less. And so every single time that I would actually talk to them, like, is it like that you see less or do you actually see more? Is it something else? It was actually just the body creating something totally different, but we would define it as, wow, I'm actually seeing less. So we would like go and help that problem in all kind of different ways rather than actually looking at the consciousness and seeing what we can receive from that. And there's so many ways in which we abuse our bodies and make our bodies wrong and create problems with our bodies, where if you'd actually be willing to start asking questions and to know that the body doesn't define, the body doesn't project, the body doesn't expect, the body doesn't judge, and you'd be willing to actually let your body invite you to that, something just totally different can start showing up.
Totally. And one of the questions I'm playing with my body at the moment is like, what is like anytime, what is the gift here, body, that I'm not receiving? You can just always, because the moment that we have you talked about it in depth a definition, a point of view, a conclusion, a judgment. You cannot receive, it'll cut off your receiving of the gift of what your body is looking to gift you, looking to tell you. And sometimes it has to scream. Mine had to scream a lot to get my attention. So, hey, body, I'm so sorry. How can I make it up to you today?
Yeah, and it's interesting, right? Because we'll go into conclusions straight away by, for example, saying, "Oh, I don't have a great connection with my body." Like, what kind of question is that? And so
No.
it's like that's it's so for me it's so interesting. And I'm not saying this because I never do it. It's actually really to become aware of where we choose separations and how many refined ways we have of separating from the gifts and also from everything. Because like there is not relating to one thing. Communion and consciousness invites to being connected to everything. And so it's the more I'm actually playing and giving these classes also, it's so interesting to become aware of like, wow, if we're truly willing to have what Gary Douglas has been defining as consciousness, it includes everything and judges nothing. What else could you choose? Because like if you're willing to look at, oh, I'm actually judging here, or I'm having a point of view, or oh wow, this is not a question. Okay, so what question could I ask here? It's that churning of molecules instantaneously, but most of us run over it, and then we're like, oh, my body, I don't have a good connection to my body, blah 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 blah.
Oh yeah, then you go into the because. It's so funny you said something, and I only just realized, I recognized when you said it how much it's changed for me. You talked about the embodiment of consciousness. You said something, I'm going to go back and look at it because it was brilliant, consciousness and communion. One of the things is that when you embody more consciousness in your body, you don't go into reaction and you don't buy into other people's points of views as fast. There seems to be an opening, and this is continuous for me anyway, you know. There seems to be this opening where you don't go into reaction. There's more of a relaxation about being alive. There's more of a sense of trust. You know, in Avatar, they say, out here we trust our bodies.
Wow.
Yeah, when they're running, Jake, when they're running through, and they go, out here we trust our bodies. It's like we haven't been shown to trust our bodies by the group of people that we've been brought into the world or educated by. The
We
trust
learn to
them
distrust our bodies. Oh, something must be wrong rather than something must be right. What is it?
Totally. And even to get care, that there must be something wrong with you. You must be sick to get attention or care. Whereas you don't have to wait to be sick to come to a body class. You don't have to, you can actually just choose and take a look at like what future will it give to your body. For me, you know, if I'm not enjoying life or it's not like a gift, it gets like faster and faster.
Yeah.
So
I love, like somebody asked, how many body processes do you run in a 3-day body class? I would say, how many are you willing to receive?
I know the first body class I went to was in Roma with Cass Thomas and Claudia Cano. I think it was their first class they were facilitating. It was phenomenal. And they left the room open all night. And I remember like maybe like 1 o'clock in the morning, drooling off the bed and going up to my hotel room because people were like, we're just going to like, we're just going to keep going because this stuff, have you run this one? Have you? And each one opens up to different energies. People say, oh yeah, the body processes. No. Each body process, these body processes came from the body. You cannot get it wrong when you talk to the body. And the body gives the information because it's looking for what it requires to gift to you and to have a greater living, you know? So
Yeah.
gorgeous.
And then you have all the other bodies in the room if you're willing to receive all of that as well. Because like that's one of the gifts in the classes. It's that not everybody is usually running the same process at the same time. So if you function like from no separation, if you actually choose that, I would wonder how many you can receive.
What do you know? Yeah.
So here, dun, 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 dun. Oh, here, you can get sick after following a 3-day body class though. Somebody's saying, But is it getting
Sometimes
sick or choosing more
choosing
change?
more change, yeah. Sometimes people do get like flu-like symptoms, and a lot of the times they're detoxing the judgments that they've locked into their bodies. Like from like for me, I locked a lot of lies. I'm not good enough. There's something wrong with me. I should be different. I've got to be this. I've got to do this right. And all of that creates, look at that, all of that creates like a relaxation, a contraction, a compression in your body.
Like a
So
poisoning.
it is poisoning. It actually is poison to our bodies. So when we run these processes, the body starts to relax, and the lies, it's like the lies fall away, Yasodhara, isn't it? It's like that's not even there anymore. So sometimes for me, I used to have a runny nose a lot. So it's like you're ask, am I detoxing the lies? Is my body letting go of the judgments? And is there something great? And Yasu said the big word change. Have I a greater change available to me now that will allow me to have the life my heart desires?
Yeah, and like a person is saying, me having judgments locked? No, with a lot of smiling. Yeah, and there is a way, like sometimes we forget to ask also for ease. Like, it's like as if like you have like a blood poisoning going on, and then you like wrap it up, and if you take away that bandage straight away and it gets into your blood circle, that might not be the most easy way. So I wonder also if you've had locked up a lot of stuff in your body and you're aware of that, like what if you'd ask your body like, hey, can you show me how to change this with ease? Like what else is available? What else can we be aware of? What do you require to be supported through the change?
Totally. And this is, I suppose, this is my go-to when I get a body process run. Everything in my life gets easier. There's infinite ease available from immediately. The more body work, I'm not, this is probably the case for you too. The more body work you get run, someone just puts their hands on your body and you're like, oh, there you are. Oh, okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and it has been a really discovery for me in the beginning, because I really thought I didn't like people touching me, or not that much. And then if people would do it, was definitely not in a way that I liked it. And so what has also changed for me is through running a lot of the processes that like, you change, and like you can become the demand in which actually when people get to touch you, that it's actually going to be a contribution and not just like a taking or whatever, even if their intention would be to take. And that has been such a gift, because I realized that it's like, what is our reality with our bodies? And what if we'd be willing to actually choose that, so everyone around us can start stepping into that, and all that doubt and like separation between can stop, and there's actually just a creation of a new, different way of being with bodies available.
I'm so happy you've just addressed this. I have a beautiful friend in the UK, and he was really sick for a period of time, and he'd MS, and he used to say to me, "Oh my God, like, there's only certain people that I allow work on my body." But what actually was occurring for him, Yaso, and when I explained this to people, is that people will put their hands on him from the place that there's something wrong and I have to fix him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh my God.
And
Yes.
and that's like for your body, that's like someone touches you with there's something wrong with you. You're like, yeah, well, I'm like a cat. I'm like, and that's okay too. So when I talked to him about it, I was like, hey, how about we educate people what it's like for them, what it's like for you when someone touches you from the place of I have to fix you, or there's something wrong with you. Because this is not, these 3 days will open you up to information that you haven't been given in this world. Like most people touch your body, physiotherapists, not all of them, chiropractors. I've done the runs where they actually touch you from there's something wrong with your body and let's fix it. But this is not touching your body saying there's something wrong with you, let's fix it. This is like, hi body, what is this pain? What's this pain covering up? What's the awareness here of what you require, what you desire, what you actually need, what is it that you're looking for that you haven't been gifted? It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Different reality.
Totally different, like beyond. Like, can I ask you something before we finish?
Yes.
What's your favorite moment after a 3-day in the 3 days are coming to an end. What's your favorite moments being a 3-day body facilitator?
Well, the last one I gave, it was very interesting because we've been talking a lot in like Gary and Gay have been talking about like being a mother tree for a different reality. And so having that connection to everything and that energetic like expansion that contributes and receives from everything, that became so much more present than I've ever seen before in the last body class I facilitated in Germany in December. And that was so incredible. And one of the things I started noticing was that, wow, really start asking what is it that my body requires, because being around humans wasn't working that well anymore. So I had to like really engage more with that connection, with the connection to everything. And it's also sometimes an engagement and a choice, like, okay, am I really going to choose this? And then being aware when you actually start disengaging from that because you are tapping more into human reality. And I noticed how that is where I'm taking energy away from my body, and where by taking away energy from my body, this whole process of creating evolution, contributing to the earth and to what I know is possible kind of diminishes. So that has been an interesting process to see, like, wow, something totally different is available with bodies in this moment. And I think the space, seeing people walking through the room after class, a 3-day body class, just at peace with them and with their bodies, is something it's not describable almost. It's just a space of like, wow, thank you. And what's next? What's possible now?
Even talking about
Yeah.
Even talking about it, I'm like, and even notice that's the difference. That's the beyond this reality. Even talking about this, my body gets relaxed. It's like, how does it get any better?
Yeah, we learn to take care a lot of our bodies through doing, and this is really taking care of your body through being, and start to get more adjusted to what is required of you to being. And this
is huge. This topic it's like patterns of magnitude, and we're just brainwashed to prove to do all the time, and to become more adjusted to being is such a different way of being in the world, way of walking in the world. We invite you, and there's some amazing stuff that Yaso has said on this live, particularly talking about like where the energies of your body are going and it's not contributing to you. I was doing a lot of that. I was doing a hell of a lot of that. And I ended up in a place where I couldn't do that anymore. My body was like, no, I'm out of here. We're not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to co-facilitate. We just finished, actually, for the people who don't know, we did like a 1-day X-Men class together with Sir Wayne Jones as well, which was like fucking amazing.
It was my favorite class ever.
It's so cool, like, you know, with co-facilitation, how when everybody is like just like present and there is just space. And so I'm really curious. I know you have so much information about bodies, and one of the things I love about Rachel is that she will always be the one in advanced classes, like reading the manual from back to front. Or front to back, and then she'll go like, Carrie, can you talk about this? And like, I'm more of a lazy one, so I'm really curious what we're going to dig up, what you're going to come with in these 3 days in January.
I just love information about bodies. You know, the way you're supposed to like, I'll be just like, what else?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
I have to jump off for now. Thank you so much. And for everybody, the last weekend of January, the Netherlands, if you want to join, give us a ring, give us a call, and jump on the class, because it's going to be, I think, pretty magical.
Me too. Enjoy.
Bye. Bye-bye.